Hey, y'all. It's Michelle from Monkey's Creations. Come on in. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing on this very windy New Year's Eve? Very, very windy. Hello, hello. So we are going to make a rose bouquet on the Unique in the Creek rectangle board. We are going to use 14 bottom leaves for coverage. And you can see I've done every other starting at the bottom. So outside set of holes on every other. So that's going to be 10. And then I think we're going to fill in every other in the middle. But we will get more into that as we get going. Hello, everybody. There's my jelly bean. It's going to be a busy morning after this, jelly bean. So these are the little rose bouquets that we are going to be making. So we're making rose buds that will kind of sit just like that. Now I'm going to make the third one, and it's going to go about right here. And I did put wire in them. Now it's not the wire I wanted to use because I have a thicker wire somewhere and I can't find it. But with the wire in them, it allows you to pose them however you want to pose them on the board. Okay. Happy New Year Eve. So let's get busy. We are using 6 pieces of 10-inch mesh for both the roses and the leaves. So let me bring everybody down. And we will get started. So our leaves are cut at 10 inches. For the bottom, we're basically doing the leaves for board coverage. So we're going to take this 10-inch piece, curl side down, diamond shape. So I have serged upper left, bottom right, and then we're going to scrunch from the bottom to the top. Just like that. And then we're going to flip left over right just a little bit. Gather up that end. And just band it. Go right up underneath, open up those leaves. So those are going to be our leaves for that outside row. You didn't think it was easy, Susan? I think it's easy. Well, hopefully seeing it again will make it a little bit easier. How about that? So this is the top of our board. Let's go ahead and put in, actually, I want our hanging hole to be down here, just so we don't have to mess with all of that at the end and dig through all those petals. So, and then we'll just trim that off. So that's going to be what we hang it from. I don't like to do that generally up front because it just gets in my way, but all right. So now we're going to start from the top and work our way down, putting these leaves, and I'm going to put them in at an angle so that our leaves go out. just like that. I snagged myself. Hold on, hold on. Now this is fabric mesh. You can use any kind of mesh you would like. Now this fabric mesh does tend to stick to itself, so just be gentle with it. And the leaves don't have to be perfect. No leaves on a rose or anything is going to be perfect. So I'm not going to worry too much about how they lay, as long as they're just not sticking to each other and laying funny. And then we can always move them around as we need to. Okay, so we can bring them in just a little bit more. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do every other. Up a little bit. And then out. Just to make them kind of a little bit different. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so that one's out. This one will go up. I'm snagging on everything here. And then this one will go out. Okay, so that's side one. Now we're going to do the same thing to this side. Slanting it a little outwards. Kind of straight up and down. Y'all, I don't work with fabric mesh a lot, but it's really sticking to itself. So depending on your leaf mesh will depend on the coverage. So this is fabric mesh, so it covers a little bit more than a regular deco mesh would. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head. Good morning, good morning. I'm good, Deborah. I'm good. Okay, now I know you're going to look at it and think, what in the heck is going on? But you have to trust the process, y'all. Now, I did make a few extra in case we needed them. But like I said, with the fabric mesh, you're going to get more coverage than with a regular deco mesh. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Let me see if I can find a regular green. And of course, I'm not going to find one right offhand, but deco mesh is thinner, right? So we've got our bed of leaves down. Now we're going to make the rose. And these are another set of leaves we're going to do, but I will show you how to make those when we get there. This is a zip tie GUN, so it tightens and cuts your zip ties all at once. All right, so these are all cut at 10 inches. We're going to take it curl side up, diamond shape, bring that top tip to the bottom tip, and then I turn it sideways. And we're just kind of lining up the edges. It doesn't need to be perfect because you're not going to see this part of it. Okay. We're going to take that tip, line it up, and we're going to go up 2 inches and just scrunch those together. Now I'm going to use black so that you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Hey, good morning. Okay, so we're just essentially making rose petals right now. So I am using 6 pieces of mesh. It looked like that these reds were a little bit different. That's why I was checking. Okay, go up 2 inches. Okay, so we're going to do 6 of these. How to incorporate tulle in a mesh wreath very carefully. And I know you're going to say, well, that was rude, but mesh and tulle do not like each other, so it will stick horribly. So just be careful. Okay, 10-inch, curl side up, diamond shape, top to the bottom. Turn it sideways, kind of line up your tips. We're going to do a 2-inch tail. Now you can add as many petals as you would like, depending on how big and full you want your rosebuds or roses. I know it's so quiet in here today, isn't it? Well, I'm thinking. When I think, I get quiet. So for those that don't like yapping, does it matter which do you put together pieces? I mean, like when you fold them, does it matter? Hold on. Does it matter which you do? Does it matter which do you put together pieces? I mean, like when you fold them. There's many ways, and I'm not sure I'm going to answer this correctly. There's a lot of ways you can fold a petal and it still come out the same. I try to show you the easiest way to do them, just from my 6 years of doing these. Is that what you were asking? Okay, so now we're going to take these petals and we're going to do that very inside petal. Okay, Sharon, yeah. I try to, after all my years of doing these, I really try to break it down and show y'all the easiest way to make these petals so that anybody can make them. All right, so we're going to take this piece. You can see it's kind of curved up. We're going to take one side, and I'm literally just going to roll this piece, this end to this end. Okay, so I'm taking it and literally just rolling it from one side to the other. Now, once I get close, I'm going to take this side and I'm going to bring it down. Okay, so that way it all gets caught up together. And nothing gets loose once your rosebud is made. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to band it so I know that it is not going anywhere. Okay, so now we can let go of that, and that is the very inside of our rosebud. So now we are literally taking that next piece and just wrapping it around. So you will see I line that bottom band with this band. So I just lay it right on top. So I'm essentially trying to line up these tips right here. So now we're going to take this piece, we're going to wrap it around. And tuck it, maybe, right inside. And then we're going to wrap. And as we do that, I'm bringing this tip down. Now you can band them, each piece, but from here on out, I'm just going to hold it and continually wrap the next piece. Always making sure I line up those tips. Okay. So just taking that, tucking it down in. And as I'm doing that, I'm bringing that top piece down and grabbing it. And then these will all get zip tied together at the end. So as it's getting bigger, it's not wrapping around as much. So I'm just bringing that tip down. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so we're a little bit bigger. So all I'm doing, see how I'm just kind of wrapping that down so that our ends do not get loose. Now you can always adjust that middle. It's sticking out a little too much for me. So, and then this one, just literally wrapping it and bringing it down, wrapping it and bringing it down. So we just made a big X with that last piece. So from here, if you want to add your wire, now I'm just using regular floral wire, and I'm going to put it right up in the middle of that mesh. Just like that. And then I'm going to take a zip tie, just lay this down, because if your hands are like mine, my hand is now hurting. Bring it around and zip tie it. So now you're able to pose your rose because you have that wire in there. Okay. And then you can loosen it from here if you want it a little bit looser. Just kind of gently tug at it. Oh. And loosen it up. So there's our rosebud. Okay, I used 6 pieces. So now we're just going to take and we're going to kind of lay out our roses, see where we want them. So I want 1, 2, and 3. Now we are putting a bow down here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this leaf. So when this goes here, this leaf is going to kind of sit on top because we still need something to hide our mechanics, right? So let me show you how to make that leaf. So 10-inch piece of mesh, curved side up, diamond shape. We're bringing that top tip to the bottom tip. Kind of line up our edges. And then we're going to scrunch from that bottom tip to the top. So we're going 1, 2, and 3. And then because I want that same fold on both sides, I'm going to take my right petal and I'm going to just completely fold this petal in half and kind of tilt it up. So I'm taking it, fold it in half and tilting it up. And then I'm going to grab this end and just band it. It's easy. Ow! It's easy until you snap that band and it hits your hand. And then you can kind of adjust your petal from there. So that's the leaf we are putting on the rosebud. All right, so let me see where this hits. All right, so we're going to go up underneath. I'm going to pull these apart. And on row C, I'm putting a zip tie. I'm just going to load from the bottom, from the back to the front. Makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to take this. Go ahead and zip it up. This one is going to be slanted. We probably don't need all of that mess, all of that wire. Where did my... You felt that? So I'm going to put this whole piece right in that zip tie. You might want to leave it open. It might make it a little bit easier. Just be careful with that mesh underneath. Yeah, definitely leave it open. You'll hear me cuss in a minute. Okay, so putting that right in there. And then we're going to take our leaf. So my rosebud is angling that way. So I want my leaf to angle the opposite way. And zip it in. Okay. Now you could use 2 or 3 different colors of green, however you want to do that. So we went here on row C. So I'm thinking if I do this and this and then our bow. So I'm doing every other. So we did it here. We're going to skip, do our next one here. So this one I'm going to leave open so it's a little bit easier. So our rows, this one went that way. So this one is going to go this way. Our leaf is going to go this way. And then we're zipping it up together. Okay. Is it coming together now? Is it clicking? Making more sense? Okay, back to this way. You really only need that wire inside. It really doesn't need to hang. Was there a New Year's Eve dance? Girl, no. So now we have our third on there. So we did, these are all lettered, starting from A to J. So I put the flower at C, E, and H. Okay. So now I'm just going to look and see if we need any more leaves. And I think I want another leaf going this way. So I'm going to go down one row and kind of angle this one that way. So from here, it's just a matter of eyeballing your bouquet and figuring out if you need anything else for coverage to make sure that we don't see the zip ties or the board. Okay, so just that one leaf. Down. Now you could also just do it with all of this leaf, totally up to you. All right, so now we're going to do a bow because we need coverage, right? Should I'm thinking let's just add one more since I already have it made right down here. Nobody sends you roses. I don't get roses either. I make my own. All right, so now we just need to add a bow right here to the bottom. Now, if you want and you want to add stems for your roses, I'm going to show you how, or one way to do it. I do not like them this way. That's why I do not add them, but you definitely could. Everybody's different, right? Just take your piece, diag, curl side up, and just roll it from one end to the other, a little bit of a tighter roll. And then take that, flip it in half. And you could add that, a few of them, or 1, 2, 3, as your stems to your rose. If you want that. I don't. All right, let's make a bow. So I'm going to use, I'm thinking this solid red. Do y'all like this one? I don't think that one, because that one has pink, but you could, or this one. So 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Which one do y'all think? Y'all like this one? Oh, one's ahead. Y'all like 1? I think I'm getting 1 for the majority. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to put 1 directly on top of the other as I'm making this bow. For all the above. That wasn't an option, Jessica or Erica. I don't know why Jessica came out of my mouth. Erica. I just thought of this. You could also add baby's breath if you wanted. Let me see. I don't really like these. But just to give you an idea, you could add a little bit of, well, that's horrible. Hold on. I don't have baby's breath, but I have these white flowers. I would definitely take off the greenery. And just add you a little bit of baby's breath if you wanted. Now that's not baby's breath, but y'all know what I mean, right? I cut it too long. So just add a pop of that white. That would look really pretty. Okay, let me show you how I'm going to do this bow. So we're going to do a 14-inch tail. And I'm going to put it directly on top of so right down the middle. Just finding our middle. Okay, so just like that. And would tie in with the right from the ribbon, exactly. All right, we're going to make our loops. Now I'm only going to do a 6-inch loop on each side, I think. So I'm making sure it's tight up against that ribbon. Okay, I'm going to bring it back out. Flip it around. That way my cut ends are in the back. Making sure that top ribbon is still tight against my 2.5. All right. And then if you want to add a center loop, you can. I'm not gonna. So we're just gonna fluff that out. Come around to the back, cut up our excess. And then there's your bow. Just a very simple 1-loop bow on each side. Yeah, I do that flip so there's the cut ends aren't on the top. And then we're going to go right over that bottom Santa zip tie. And then just slant cut. Now, if you need to add a dab of glue, add a dab of glue. I jack that cut up. Hold on. Fix it. There we go. We'll just curl it up together. And there's your bouquet of rosebuds. That didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. So you could always put 2 rectangle boards together and make a bigger bouquet if you wanted. Totally up to you. Now, the one thing I will tell you I don't like is the back leaves. And I'll tell you why. Normally when I do these, I will cut the mesh the day before, leave it under something heavy so that you don't get the curling that this mesh is giving me. So if you leave it overnight, your mesh will lay flatter and not give you these curls. But I just prepped this morning. So, you know, it is what it is, but that's another tip. Prep your mesh the day before and you won't have this much curling. But honestly, when it lays up against the door or something, that door will hold that mesh up. So totally up to you. And then your very simple bow. So there's your bouquet of roses. And you can do this with anything. You could do it with sunflowers, any kind of flower you wanted. You could make this type of bouquet. So any questions? It's beautiful with the curls. Yeah, I mean, it's not my thing, but y'all know me. I'm OCD and I like my stuff the way I want it to lay. So when it doesn't, I'm just like, "Brr," but it'd be all right. My ribbon racks are actually shoe racks from Amazon. So I just stacked them as high as I could get them, but then I did brace them to the wall. So you cannot do these kind of ribbon racks without bracing them to the wall. And I don't know if you can see them, but there's one right here, a bracket. So it's a U bracket that braces the two together and then brace it to the wall. Otherwise, if you don't brace it to the wall, you're going to be cussing because it's going to come down on your head. Can you show the back? There's your back. Now this pipe cleaner will get curled in and, well, it'll get curled and then cut and then fed into, I was trying to do that backwards. And then fed back into a hole. So the back is totally flat and will not scratch your door. Oh, I'm ready for patriotic. It's coming, girlfriend. All right, y'all. that is all I got. I really thought that would take longer than what it did. Can you do it on a paint stick? You probably could. I never have. I think if I'm going to sell something, I want it to be durable. And I know that these boards are durable and will last. So, I mean, I don't know that I ever would, but you can try it for sure. All right. If you are in the VIP group, we will be live at 1 o'clock explaining the new group. So the new group is available on my website. But the people in the VIP group as of now, we were going to go live with y'all at 1 o'clock explaining all of the changes and switching over to the new group. So make sure you join us at 1 o'clock. Everybody else, do y'all want to live tomorrow? Do y'all want a cup, pen, bookmark live tomorrow? I mean, it's New Year's Day. What are y'all going to be doing? I mean, I'm going to be in bed by 10, but can you see what, girlfriend? Yes, y'all do. Okay. All right. We'll go live tomorrow. I mean, I don't have anything planned, so we can do the bookmarks, pens, and cups tomorrow then and just kind of chill and relax. You're seeing an oval board full? Yes. He loved his deer cup. Yay. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I've got a bunch of work ahead of me today. So VIP group, we'll see you at 1. Today's Tuesday. The rest of y'all, I'll see you tomorrow then. All right. Bye, y'all.